Hey, y'all want to see a whip that I forgot to show you in my whip parade? Here it is. Da 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 da. AKA GIT 1833. The biggin from Modern Folk Embroidery. And I'm stitching a tiny. Look at how tiny it is. It's a tiny. So I'm Kaylee. This is my channel about cross stitch, and it's February 16th, 2024. And remember when I had my whip parade and I was like, I'm going to be more online in 2024. And now it's already halfway through February. February. And here I am. So I forgot to show you this in the last whip parade. And right after I recorded, I was like, okay, I'll show Instagram. But I'm stitching it on 56 count even weave, which is not manufactured, for all of those questions that I've gotten that I haven't responded to because I have no excuse. 56 count even weave is not manufactured anymore by Zweigart that we know of. Or maybe it is in other countries. I don't know. But I have a supplier. And if you want to try it, you can fill out the Google form in my link tree and I'll send you a little piece of it so you can try it if you want to. But anyway, I'm using sewing thread, the thinnest that I can find. And this is a YLI silk. 100 weight sewing thread. 1/1 full cross. And this needle minder is from Mad for Minders. Isn't it cute? It's like my little Cleo. So I wanted to show you that right away because I forgot to last time. And it's a beautiful whip. I don't know how far I am. I've decided to not tell you that because it's too much. It's too much to worry about. Where should I put this? Somewhere on the table. So this is Flosstube number 54, and it's going to be a regular update and a tease for future videos, which is partly to say that I need to do those videos. I need to film a tiny stitching update because I have more tiny stitching and I have more experience since my last tiny stitching video. And I've been saying this for a year that I should do that update video, but now we have more because look at these little things that I have finished that are tiny stitching things. So we're into finishes already, in case you didn't realize that. And as I struggled to pull this out of the bag, I didn't think I was going to be able to show you this, but I haven't sent it yet to its recipient. So there is Andy Warhol Banana, and this is also on 56 count. And this is with kimono silk from Superior Threads. It's similar to the YLI, actually quite similar. I would say that the YLI is a little softer, but they're both a silk sewing thread. Isn't it cute? I am giving this to a coworker. Oh, I finished this in a 2x3 frame, and I finished it without something without like a glass or plastic in front of it. I just taped it in there, honestly. No glue this time. What was I saying? Oh, I made this for a coworker who also likes tiny things. She gave me some tiny stuff and it was fun. That's also another video I need to do because the tiny things collection has expanded. Here's some more. This thing is full of stuff. The Tiny Things collection is big. Another tiny SAF. Yeah, that was a SAF since... No, it wasn't. I showed you that in the last video. But this is a SAF since the last video. Not in a day, but... This is Hazy Hen from Marumi Designs. Miriam. And this is part of the funky... Is it funky? Funky Carpet Menagerie. I have now stitched 3 of them, and I actually measured. I've been saying this is just a 64-ish count. I actually measured. It is 53 3 by 64, I think, or 55 by 64. It's one of those uneven weaves. But this is a quilting square, and this is with the kimono silk. 1/1 full cross. And that's how big it is. That's how little it is. I like to stitch stuff that people know of tiny, because then if you've stitched this, you can try to compare. And I'm riding on this revelation that my stitching is tiny, and you can see a picture of it, and I can show you it like this. But like, if you see it in person, it's so much cooler, as usual, as many things go. But this I stitched in January. I started at January 30th. Nope. 23rd. And I think I finished it on February 1st. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitchy days. And Hazy Hen is 2,300 stitches. Isn't it so cute? We're kind of going against Kaylee cross stitch norms here and spending a lot of time on everything because they're so cute. Now all my normal size whips, I'm just gonna rifle through them and not spend too much time. Okay, and actually I have another finish since the whip parade, and I'm embarrassed because this belongs in the hands of Ryan, because it was supposed to be a 2024 stitch along, but I still have it, or a 2023 stitch along, and I still have it in my possession because I wanted to show the Flosstube. This is Circular Logic by Ink Circles, and I finished this section in January, so I have no excuse as to why this video is going up and why this is still in my hands. But all the people who stitched on it stitched their initials in relation to the quadrant that they stitched. Isn't that pretty? It's a little washed out because my light is bright, but Ryan chose these colors. How do I do this? This is a Dinky Dyes for the variegated one and a Cosmo for the non-variegated. And look what floss drop he had. I got to see him cut this floss at Jacobpalooza. Okay, Ryan, this is going in the mail now because it's time. It's past time for you to have this. Okay, don't try to fold it up nice right now. That's all the finishes. I have a new start as well. Besides my AKGIT, which I didn't show you last time. This is Millhill Buttons and Beads kit. A crab, which I got when I was visiting Ocean City, Maryland. Which direction does it go? It goes this direction. I always like to have a Millhill kind of on the go because sometimes, I'm in the mood to stitch giant stitches. 14 count perforated paper. And it's a great travel project. Not the beading part, but the stitching part. The DMC stitching part. Isn't it cute? Little crab. Okay. I do have a Nazi pattern on perforated paper, but it's kind of cumbersome. I can't travel with it, right? Okay, I think this is in no particular order because everything is just kind of down here. I think I'll show the full coverage stuff last. So let me make sure I'm going in some sort of order so that I can keep myself organized. Excuse me. This is a Legal High by Long Dog Samplers, and your girl reached the bottom of the pattern. I basically have to redo this like two or three more times on this side. But this is on a 36 count even weave, 1/1 full cross with Swasserfin, over Swasserfin. Let's get a close up here. Also mad for minders, but that's the bottom of the pattern. Anybody have this in their collection? When you hold it up, is it this small? 36 is giant. 36 count is giant for me. This is the theme of my channel. I stitch tiny. I stitch tiny. Back in the whip drawer. Then I have Transpar tapestry. I don't know what it is that I have not finished this thing yet. This beauty yet. But I think that might kind of be a focus of mine, is to try to finish projects that I had started in 2022. Because I started a lot of stuff in 2022 and early 23. And I've kind of been on a full coverage kick. I'm like, I want to get more progress on my full coverage, but I can't when I feel like I have other stuff to do. So this is half stitch, 40 count with almond M&M's silks and a dyeing for cross stitch fabric. And they're almost done. The unicorn is Etoile Blanc, I think. But this is, I think this is like over 85%, so I need to get going. I need to just finish it. It goes so fast because it's half stitch. Alas, I don't feel bad because everybody says the same stuff. They're like, I need to get working on this. Oh, this is so close to being finished. I sound like I'm mocking you, but I'm mocking myself at the same time. I love y'all. Okay. What's next? Oh, I worked a lot on Legal High. Is that what I called it? Reaching Skyward? I get Reaching Skyward and Legal High mixed up. Speaking of Reaching Skyward, here it is. By Modern Folk Embroidery. And I've been working on this column down here. This is the 2023 stitch along from Modern Folk Embroidery. That's him. That's Jacob. And this is 46 count over 1 with Swasserfin in 2 colors. I don't know what the colors are off the top of my head. You can check my whip list. I think I put it on there. I put the colors on there. Pretty, right? I love this pattern. 46 count is a sweet spot for surfing, in my opinion. 56 count is a little tight for me to do surfing over 1. I like to use the sewing thread. Okay. And why don't we just stay on the Jacob train? This is To Friendship, which was an exclusive release for Jacobpalooza, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on his website now, so you can get this pattern. And you're supposed to, give this to a friend, but I'm going to keep it for myself because it's a memento from Jacobpalooza. And I think I'm going to put my table mate's initials in there. There's lots of initials going on at Jacobpalooza. This is on a 56 count Pearl Gray by Zweigart. And it is with the floss that I got in my packet to try the hemming tutorial. It's a Roxy floss, just navy. Just navy. Pretty, right? Right? Over 2. Over 2, you guys. And gals and everybody else in between. This is over 2. Imagine if it was over 1, it would be like a quarter the size. Wouldn't that be cute? I should have done it over one half stitch, but I think I wanted to be able to fit everybody's initials in the middle. So, alas. All right, here's an oldie but a goodie. This was my first ever project on 56 count. My first ever. It is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. And I've stitched this pattern before. It used to be my profile picture, but it's not anymore. But this is with a Almond M&M's 12 strand silk, 56 count over one even weave. This was the first time Karen sent me the fabric. I started this pattern because I'd stitched it already, and I was like, oh, this floss looks like what I used to stitch this pattern before for my friend who I was directing Mary Poppins with, and then the pandemic hit and we didn't get to perform it. This is a fairly small pattern. It's like 7,000 stitches or something like that. That's medium. That's, for some people, that's big. That's all the non-full coverage whips. I have three full coverage. Let me just show you this one because it's close. And let me actually show you the stock images of these. I kind of got lazy there for a minute. This is a Vango Night by Randall Spangler, Heaven and Earth Designs. Excuse me. And Needleberry Stitcher is also stitching this. And I have been kind of zooming on this for the last few days. I got this diagonal all the way down here. There's a stray. I'm getting very distracted. Oh, wow. Weird. All right, so there's that. It's at mid 5%. Isn't that cute, though, those kitties? They're like chilling with each other. And I have my 2 Starry Night needle minders. That's on 28 count. It's huge. It's huge. The stitches are huge. Full cross. When I started this, I was like, I'm going to regret it. Start doing full cross. And I don't really regret it. It just takes a long time. And I'm going to accept that I'm going to finish this when I'm 55, 60 years old or something like that. Because we have other stuff. We have this one. Barnyard Animals. I forgot who the artist is. But this one is on 40 count. I think I went from half stitch. I went from Stitchin' Mommy's printer method to page finishes. So I'm trying to finish this page right here. Yes, this is the size of one page on 40 count. Like this. It's pretty small. So I'm inching away. This was also a 2022 start. Start all the Hayes September. I started one. Story of my life. I'm like half gung-ho about hashtags. Okay, and last but not least is, oh, this is a mess. My fop, which is a photo of me and my husband at a wedding, a costume wedding. Now I've got both of us burping in a video. That was Dylan. And the cat, do you hear the cat in the litter box? I'm stabbing myself. This is on 18 count. This is my oldest full coverage whip. Started in 2021, I think. And this is the edge of the second to last row of pages. There's another row of pages down here and then a little bit, so I'm going to stitch it all together. And there's back stitching in this pattern. I used a stitchyourphoto.com and it was like, do you want to use back stitching? I don't know. Once I finish all the stitches, then I might be like, I'm not going to back stitch. But I think I will back stitch because it's going to add a lot more detail. But there's my hand. Isn't that cool? Like from here, it definitely looks like the picture. The magic of pixels. But close up, it's like, that's a hand. I guess it does kind of look like a hand. Okay. Rambly bambly. Pretty rambly today. I'm gonna keep stitching. Laundry's done. I gotta go change that. I'm gonna keep stitching on my starry cats. How y'all doing? I need to get this rambly bambly out in a live stream, huh? Yeah. I need to schedule a live stream. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope that you are finding joy in your stitching. I am when I stitch. Sometimes I don't stitch because I don't. But I hope you're finding joy in whatever you're stitching. And if you're not, stop stitching it and do stitch something else. And have as many whips as you want. And don't get stressed. But also, if you do get stressed, it's okay. Everybody's stressed. I don't know why I'm giving you advice. You can take it or leave it. And I'll see you next time. This is a weird one. Okay.